Greg and James beat 'em up. Hey gang, it's the show where Greg and James play beat 'em ups. I'm James. He's Greg.
I'm Greg, yes. Wasn't sure if you were going to make me say it again.
I wasn't sure.
Oop. Jostled the table
We
there.
found out together at the same time. Yeah, so today we're going to play some beat 'em ups. Specifically, we're going to play Double Dragon again because we played Double Dragon Arcade last week as part of our here are the earliest games.
The early
People
days.
call beat 'em ups. We're going to do Double Dragon Arcade one more time. Quick playthrough at the start here. And then we're going to proceed with a Double Dragon deep dive. We're going to go from the arcade Double Dragon 1 to the NES Double Dragon 1. Back to the arcades for Double Dragon 2 The Revenge. And then back to the NES for the NES version of Double Dragon 2 The Revenge. So let's fire it up. How you doing, Greg?
I'm doing good. Yeah, I had a rough week last week. Had to cancel the show due to extreme fatigue. Lots going on at work, but I'm coasting into my vacation at the end of this week, and I'm feeling good.
Excellent. I'm coasting out of my vacation. Feels dreadful.
So right now James is just doing some quick.
Yeah, MAME has introduced a fun new feature for me.
Yeah.
Where if I want it to display the games the available games list, I have to open and close the UI.ini, initiate file.
It's just.
I don't have to change anything about it or save it even. Just have to
open and close it.
Just do it again. It's weird.
Just perform a sort of ritual.
Yeah, but okay, here we got our list.
Alright, yeah.
We're starting out one more time with the original Marion kidnapping saga. Well, actually, there's got to be at least one Robin Hood story that has a similar thing, but the first post-apocalyptic urban beat-em-up saga. Beat-em-up Marion kidnapping saga. Okay, checking my levels. Checking the levels. Yeah, those look pretty good.
He really just punches her right in the.
Just socks her right in the belly.
Right in the belly.
It's not a graceful kidnapping by any means, but it gets the job done.
Yeah, that's true. So we're back in the arcade now, right?
Yeah. Okay. Oops. Yeah. So
Just
we
gonna
want
do
to.
a run, see how far we can get.
Yeah, we'll say. What do you want to say? We each brought a buck with us.
Yeah.
To the arcade today. So here's our first quarter. And I gotta get some Jimmy in here. There we go.
Alright.
Alright.
So remember the controls.
Now, fight is on. Not sure why the, oh wait, I see what's going on there. No, actually, yeah, there. Weird distortion at the bottom of the screen, but we fixed that. Alright. It's weird to me, although obviously, this is the way the game was made, and the thing that I'm used to was just a concession to the NES control. But it's weird to me to play Double Dragon and there's a jump button.
Yeah.
As opposed to, you try to punch and kick at the same time to jump. Which isn't a terrible system until they start, throwing like platforming challenges above spike pits at you.
Yes.
Especially in Double Dragon 2 The Revenge for NES. It's like I made it to level 5 here in this game, and now you're like, walk on these conveyor belts and jump between them, and then there's like Mega Man appearing and disappearing blocks. It's some serious horseshit.
Yeah, I'll stay low.
We got a Linda. Oh, damn.
You really shouldn't can't survive that leap.
No, I was trying to do a heroic. Oh, a Bobo.
Bobo slowing us down.
Yeah. We're just chugging along here. Yeah, I guess we had this performance last week too. But,
We did, yeah.
well, I can't verify if it is as it was, or if this is my PC having particular problems that actual arcade machines never dealt with. But, yeah, jeez. As Billy, I'm getting the stuff knocked out of me here. Thus far.
Yeah. It's just the amount of characters on the screen, yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know. Oh!
Wow.
Took a knife right to the back of the head.
Really saw that coming slow-mo.
Yep, extremely slow-mo. With skip frames and everything. Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, I don't know that I don't believe I've ever even seen a Double Dragon arcade machine in real life. I've seen and played Double Dragon 3 on a Play Choice 10, but that's just the NES version. I have no idea what the arcade version of Double Dragon 3
I'm
is
dead.
like. I'm looking forward to discovering it at some point.
No. I just died once.
Yes.
I have 2 less.
2 lives. And you know, the convention of 3 lives was well established at this point. But they were obviously... Hello, Carrion Librarian. Welcome.
Hey! I hope you enjoy your break. I am the red one. And James is the blue one.
Neither of us is the enormous dude with the Mr. T hair kicking the... just tossing us like he's Brock Lesnar.
Catch any SummerSlam? Woo!
No, I didn't watch any SummerSlam. Well, I mean, I saw the clips of Brock Lesnar flipping the ring with a tractor.
With a tractor, yeah.
So that was good. Yeah, it's a really big cat. I didn't notice it the first time
Look
we
at
played.
That guy.
Yeah.
I didn't notice him at all.
He's not animated or anything. He's just there.
No.
I love the progression, how, like, it's continual. Mission 2 is just, like...
Further down the street.
the next block over.
Oh, dynamite.
Alright.
Oh.
Oh.
Wow. I kicked that guy right into a pit. Right into a bottomless pit.
Tiny explosive range. That guy got...
Wow. That's my first quarter gone.
Okay, cool. So
There you go.
you're 50 cents in. Oh man, these guys, for martial artists, they have not put in the time to really develop their landing. You know, like land on the balls of your feet, bend your knees when you hit the ground. They just go for it, and every time they're like, oh, the shock, the pain.
Oof. Flying kick.
Yeah, so I didn't watch any SummerSlam. I did not watch Ric Flair's last match.
God.
Did you watch Ric Flair's last match, Greg?
I didn't, and you know what? I'm glad I didn't.
It
sounded depressing.
Well, like, yes, it sounded horribly sad. Dave Meltzer said, the phrase, just really sad, so many times in their recap.
I mean, yeah, it was just. It was sad.
It was very sad. It sounded like, and especially sad that it sounds to me. From everything I've heard, and like he put out those videos of like the training camps that he was doing to get ready, where he was like, remarkably athletic for a 73-year-old man with a pacemaker.
Yeah.
So he probably hurt himself training, huh?
Oh.
Worked so hard to train himself up that he so hard to get trained up in condition that he probably was already injured by the time he walked out there. Or just the nerves got to him. The pressure he put on himself was too much and he started hyperventilating and blew himself up before he started. But anyway, just sounded real sad.
Yeah.
Not something I need to see.
I will say, I didn't watch any of SummerSlam. Wow, this is not the wrestling show.
No, it's not. But whatever. We played Double Dragon already.
Yeah.
We can do our free chat.
Sure. I did watch all of Raw before I came here today.
Wow.
Yeah.
The entire 3-hour Raw.
The entire 3-hour Raw. And you know what? Noticeable changes, noticeable differences.
Yep. That's what they say on the wrestling recap shows.
And
I'm still not going to watch 3 hours of Raw.
No, that's the issue, man. Is that I don't think you can overcome that. I think 2 hours is a stretch, even for like a good show. And
yeah,
and Raw is not historically good.
When Rampage first started, there was a lot of excitement about a brisk 1 hour show. I continue to think that the sweet spot is probably 90 minutes.
Yeah, hour and a half sounds good.
But no one does shows are never in 90-minute blocks, I guess.
No.
Oh. It's like, come on, be innovators.
Yeah. What else? But yeah, it was a good show. Notable changes. The women were front and center for this particular episode. I don't think that will always be the case, but they had a bunch of woman storylines to pay off after SummerSlam. And nice.
All right.
And away we go.
Mission 2 down. I'm still on my first quarter.
On my second quarter. You're close to the
I'm
end
down
of
to
your
my
first
last
quarter.
square.
Yeah. Oof. So,
So,
oh, and Rhea Ripley is a star.
oh yeah.
She
of course.
really dominated that last segment.
Good for her.
It's great to have a woman in a faction, especially one that can realistically choke out Dominic Mysterio.
Because we got to a new mission and I got my squares back.
Yeah, I noticed that too. I'm at full health as well.
For a minute I was like, did I eat a chicken? Did I find a chicken in the alleyway? The conventional way for a street fighter to get their help, to get their second wind.
Yeah, just find a
a
rotisserie chicken.
A pizza, an entire cooked ham, and apple. Apples are also popular. There's
Free range.
nothing else. Like no self-respecting urban American ninja is eating an orange that he finds in an alleyway, or like a ham. I can't think of a beat 'em up where I've ever eaten a ham.
I don't know. Surely, like one of the fantasy ones, you eat just a big ham hock.
You know what? Maybe.
Right?
We'll eventually find out. I mean, these are the kinds of questions that we started this to answer.
It's true.
You know, someone needs to. It's historical research, after a fashion. And oh, jeez, sorry, pal.
It's okay.
Bro. Oh no.
I live.
Ah.
We're both on 50 cents.
I made it
What?
onto the high score board.
Oh, okay. You go write in your name before we.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna log my initials. I'm not sure. I hope that MAME, keeps the machine running so that the high scores are saved. But I'm not at all confident that it does. It was always. I had a period
This
where.
feels like I should be able to hit the guys when they're on the ground with the whip.
Yeah.
I'm hitting the ground with the whip.
Yep. The old.
Oh.
Oof.
Oh, well, that time I was hitting my brother.
Hitting your own brother right in the back.
What are their names again?
Sports play. Billy and Jimmy.
Yes, I knew it was Billy, but I could not remember Jimmy.
I can't remember for sure if this is either a joke that some nerd comic made, or an actual thing that happened in some poor translation of one of the games. But there's definitely an instance, either canon or just good parody, of a Bimmy and Jimmy.
Oh, I'm dead. That's my.
You're
I'm
done.
up to 75
You're on
cents.
75 cents. Oh. Get out of the way so he could beat you up.
Alright, let's move ahead and get this knife guy finally. Was he hiding in a hole?
I think he was hiding in a hole.
Oh, he's dead in a hole now.
I like that the throwing weapon guys, both dynamite and knife guys, not only do they have multiple rounds of ammunition, but even when they're not clearly holding one in their hand, it comes out of their pockets when you beat them down. Now, speaking of which, speaking of projectile weapons, give a Bobo a knife to the face. A Bobo really didn't get the respect on his name. Ooh.
Well, let me release
Oh,
me.
I'm sorry, that was me. A Bobo didn't get the respect on his name all the way. I don't feel until the NES port, because oh man,
Sucks.
jeez.
What a way to.
Oh
Thanks.
no. Well, the headbutt move is performed by pressing the same movement direction twice in a row. It's very easy to perform a headbutt by mistake. Boom. And just like in real life, headbutt's a devastating move.
Yeah.
Although, unlike in real life, you don't badly damage yourself by delivering it. Of course, I don't think the in-game logic of the power of the headbutt has anything to do with them thinking about what kind of moves should hurt somebody. I think it's all really just, it's way harder to land a headbutt than a punch in this game. And so, if you land it, they gotta reward you by having to hurt more.
Mm-hmm. Yep, on a tree stump.
Very nice.
That's all I wanted. Now I can finally die.
Oh no. Billy down.
Boom. Ugh. I think he's gonna throw a massive boulder at you, yep.
Trying to remember how to do the whip around kick move. I guess now is not the time to figure that out. I should help you.
There we go.
I should help you win the fight.
I got the knees going. That worked.
2 Obobos. The rough approximation of this moment in the NES port, as you'll see. I won't comment on all the differences now, based on my memories, since we're going to play the game in a moment, precisely to see what happens. But
ooh, that Bobo took me out. Thank you, Carrie Ann
Yes.
for joining us. I hope you had a pleasant lunch break.
farewell to you, Carrion Librarian. Thanks for stopping by. Oh.
It's cool. You've got all my cash.
Yeah.
So this is my last quarter. So once I'm dead here,
Then it's all up to me.
it's all up.
I'm 2 quarters deep, right?
You're
Right?
2 quarters deep. Yep. You're doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay. Jump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you jump, it's like a prepared fall.
Yeah, that's what I would call a jump. That's half of a jump anyway.
Yeah. Except unless you jumped up to something. In that case, there's no prepared fall part. Any fall that might happen in a case like that was, by definition, unplanned.
God dang. These guys can really take a beating.
So and really, I mean, it was right from the start, like even with Renegade. Good moves, like a good moveset is so essential to the fun of a beat 'em up. And they really have a thoroughly developed moveset. You got your punches and your kicks, of course, but then headbutts, the traditional combo, jump kick in place, jump kick with the whip around. You can grab to the knees of the face. You can grab to the over the shoulder throw. Oh no, you do. Oh no, we can continue.
I can't.
Oh right.
That was my quarter.
All right, it's all me. When they grab you, you can still keep fighting them. It's great stuff. Enemy.
He's gonna. Oh, you didn't get the dynamite though. You'd be dead if you got the dynamite. This one is also strangely realistic about like the guy who, spoiler alert, we did play this already.
Yes.
Spoiler alert, at the end, the man who has a gun. You get hit by that gun, it takes like
Oh yeah. If you're
all your health away.
If you're at full health, you might survive with a fraction of health if you get shot with a gun. But for the most part, no. The game is quite honest about the fact that a really tough urban ninja still can't get shot in the belly with a Tommy gun and just keep on, fight. Absolutely got to rely on rocks here. Just outnumbered. Aha, there we go. Green. I was gonna say, yeah, the 2 Abobo fight in front of the mountainside is with 2 green Abobos.
Okay.
They don't look like aliens otherwise, and there's no Mohawk Abobo.
Jeez, he's really
Ooh.
green
Making
Abobo
sure we're
wrecking
working.
you.
Do I have a coin left?
Yeah, you have
Yeah.
1 coin left.
Got 1 coin left.
And you will need it. Your weekly allowance of $1 and 4 quarters.
Yeah. I could get into the... If I can get it... I don't think I'm going to win this. In
You
fact,
can get into the base.
I can get into the Shadow Warriors base, though. And I'll be close to the end. Oh, man. Surprisingly hard to execute the jump kick.
It is, yeah. You're always kicking. I always find I'm kicking in the wrong direction.
Well, there's a separate kick that whips around to kick behind you. All right, here we go. Last quarter. Oh, come on.
Not a great beginning to the quarter.
No, give me a little bit of flickering. There we go. Got a kick off at least.
There you go. You're down 3-0 for Bobo. He's really quick with the right.
There we go. Got him with the spin kick. But somehow that second spin kick missed him.
He's he's
quick.
really fond of the double overhook, underhook throw.
Yes. Whoa. Suplex City.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I do plan on watching as much of the wrestling as I can this week. Just because I feel like now is the time
to take stock of everything.
Yeah, it's the time to see what sort of direction Triple H is actually going to head in. Because the booking was pretty much set for SummerSlam. But now, he's got cards to fill. There's only so many long
Brian Alvarez pointed out that the weird thing about the SummerSlam booking was that it was Vince McMahon's booking.
But it didn't change.
Like that would only have been what they expected to do when they showed up.
Mm-hmm.
We'll never know what they would have actually wound up doing.
Yeah. My guess is the last match would have gone off roughly the same. They definitely got that tracked in already. There's no way they got that in a week.
Yeah. Maybe Brock just showed up in a tractor. It's like, guys.
That's how he got that.
Guys, can we use my tractor? All right, I'm out of coins. I didn't get in. Green and Bobo at my number.
Really did.
But
Hi.
So that's Double Dragon, establishing a legacy that, doesn't quite continue to this day, literally. Except it probably does, because there probably will be another new Double Dragon.
I think eventually they will return to this well.
It's been a little while since there was a new Double Dragon game. At some point, we'll play some of the newer ones. Have you ever played Double Dragon Neon?
I haven't.
Oh, I hate it. As a game, it's as far as I remember, it was quite good, but it...
Oh, yes, you've told me about this.
They layered on the irony.
Yeah.
And not like the good irony, just like,
Not like that good irony.
They're like wailing on electric guitars and they have mullets. And like, it's like, this is so 80s, except that those are not the things about the 80s that you're not parodying anything that was there in Double Dragon.
Right. You're just adding
you just
an
literally
extra
like,
layer.
What year was Double Dragon made in? Oh, I know what we can do with this. The wheels are turning. Okay, we gotta switch our setup entirely here.
Oh yeah, we're heading over to the Switch.
We're heading to the Switch
to play a Double Dragon NES. Already graphics, huge improvement over the arcade.
Improvement.
Yeah.
You think so?
No.
Okay, I was gonna say.
Obvious downgrade. Obvious that they're working with the limited color palette, but they're very much...
Oh, I see what's happening. The Switch is not actually on. That's like an afterburn of when the Switch was on. So let me...
Now let's launch There we go.
Refresh the box. And now we're looking at that same screen, except it's live.
Alright, 2-player?
No, hold on. Actually, yeah, we might as well. But we got to experience... You can't get the true game experience by just resetting. So, you be player 1, Greg.
Alrighty.
And so it starts with a challenge. They want you to explore all the buttons. No, I don't know why. But you got to press select to advance from the title screen to the mode select screen.
Why select?
Okay,
mode A, 2 players is what I
And then you press start. So you press select to say, I would now like to select my mode. And then you press start to say, and now I would like to start. So first thing off, did you notice?
She's wearing pants.
That. But did you notice that one of the kidnappers was just a palette swap of Billy/Jimmy?
Oh no, I didn't notice. Okay, so there is just one of us.
Yes. It's pass play, but that's not all. One thing you'll notice, for example, right now you're fighting 2 wills, and you beat one, and a third will comes in. There will only ever be 2 enemies on the screen, and they will never be different enemies.
They're always going to be the same dudes.
The programmers, another thing you might notice, is that the this game runs really smooth and fast. And the programmers were not familiar with the NES architecture, and I guess they over-prioritized getting it to run smooth. So at the price of getting everything to move smooth and slick, a lot of compromises, like we cannot play 2-player at the same time. Notice how the whip disappears as soon as you beat the Lindas?
Yeah, you can't pick up weapons?
The whip no, you can pick them up, but the whip cannot remain loaded if Linda is not the loaded enemy.
Oh,
So when we move on to ropers, the whip disappears. You can never have a weapon beyond beating your foe. Notice how there's a number underneath 1 player there, Greg?
Yeah.
And right now it's 0. And notice the hearts underneath your life meter?
Yep.
So this game, I guess technically, is the earliest example of merging light RPG elements into the beat 'em up formula. Because you get points when you hit enemies with moves, and different moves get you different numbers of points. And every whatever points, you level up, and your moveset expands.
Oh.
So you eventually have, I think, if not the full arcade moveset, everything except the whip around kick.
Yeah, I cannot right now do a jump kick.
You can't jump kick at all. In fact, the first level up, and you may not have noticed this, but when you're fighting at level 1, there was no combo ender. Like
right.
punch, like it's just
There was no...
right cross, right cross, right cross, right cross, right cross. He only gets the uppercut and the roundhouse kick at level 2.
Okay.
Just gradually fleshing it out.
Come on, guys. Don't just open me getting punched in the back of the head.
And then here's another new thing, of course. Screen switching.
Yep, it is not just one continuous screen.
No, even though the levels, as we'll see, will largely track the outline. Oh, you know what's a thing that I don't think was in the arcade that you will get in your moveset?
Oh, there's a Bobo.
The
God, he's meatier in this version.
Yeah, like he's a bigger, beefier guy.
He's got such a huge head.
Yeah, he's the level end boss. He's like Scary Pumpkin Man. He looks more monstrous, I think.
He does.
He looks more just like a big, scary, bald dude. Oh, you're level 3. Jump.
I can't.
Oh, you've won. Congratulations.
I've won. Mission 2.
That is the experience farmy way to beat a Bobo, although I never do it. I always do the extremely cheap way.
What's the cheap way of beating a Bobo?
Just lure him onto the conveyor belt and then knock him down and watch him go off the cliff. You don't get as many points. But I otherwise tend, as you'll eventually see, unless you beat the game start to finish on your first go right here. Making me look like a fucking chump.
Hey, if I beat the game, that just makes me look good at the game. That doesn't make you look like a chump,
because I put work into getting better at this game.
Oh, I see.
And I've not
This is literally the first time I have played the NES version. I have played the arcade version. You've witnessed me do it.
Yep.
I guess that box belongs to those guys.
That's been documented. Hold on. I'm just gonna...
Yeah, I'm a little...
Okay, there you
Sorry,
go.
I'm leaning...
Sitting back. I mean, you can lean if you want. Just out of the corner of my eye, it was driving me crazy. The shot composition.
I can... When I jump, I kick now.
Yep.
Fantastic.
The kick is now part of it, and it's... Okay, yep, there you go. Avoid the bottomless pit. Now... See, I think the idea here is that they know most players, by the time they get to the fence over the pit, will have reached level 3. And so when Will comes at you with a baseball bat, it's your time to jump kick him.
Oh, I see. Well, I just low-kicked
That's
him.
that Shigeru Miyamoto style. The game teaches you how to play the game.
Oop, am I dead? I'm dead.
You're down.
Pass and play.
Okay. We don't actually pass them.
Oh, okay. You just...
We'll pass who's the player. They did know how to use the second port.
Oh, yeah.
So
when I come back, am I going to be level 3 again, or am I going to stop from the game?
Oh, you better be. You better still be level 3 or else this game is impossible in 2-player mode. Well, not impossible. You can beat it on your first try. But no, you need a move set for the later levels. In fact, if you have not already noticed, I'm playing in a very experienced farmy mode. Precisely because level 3, I think it's level 3, is quite difficult if you get to the 2 Abobos by the mountainside fight without
Jump kick?
not just jump kick. What is it? There's a specific
Whip kick?
You know what? Maybe it is that other cool kick. There's a specific move that I use that like on the occasions when I've managed to get past them on my first life, which have not been many, but I feel like getting past them is essential on your first life because there's no opportunity to earn an extra life. My goodness, Linda. Okay, fine. I'll kick you, even though that's wasteful. It's inefficient. You get slightly less experience for a kick than a punch.
Interesting. The logic behind that. How much experience is it for throwing something at somebody?
0.
Really?
Yeah.
So,
Well, think of it. How are you getting better at martial arts? Throwing a barrel.
the ancient art of throwing a barrel at somebody. It's been practiced since at least the times of Donkey Kong.
I mean, barrels are a much bigger part of everyday urban living. Okay, now I'm down to 1 health bar. That's the thing. You want to get as much experience as you can out of your moments, but you don't want to die. So eventually, you have to take advantage of the fact that kicks are just much more effective. They have longer range, basically.
How many levels
Oh,
are
you
there
do get
in
experience
total?
for whipping. It's 4 or 5.
Alright.
Like
Here comes the Lindas. You've got their whip.
It might be 4. It's like the same level outlines. Like you probably saw how level 2 was just like mission 2. There was just a inside boss fight separating them.
Yeah.
I think that probably the memory limitations on what could be a single map. The only things that refresh your health in Double Dragon 1 are actually, I think in any of the NES Double Dragons, you can only get health back by finishing a level, or in this case, getting to a new room.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Like, I guess you were thinking like Billy really hunkered down and caught his breath before he came in.
Yeah. You got a second win.
Maybe he was like, okay, alright, I know they're in there.
Well, you're up to 4. What can you do with 4?
Nothing I can show you on a Bobo. Sorry, buddy.
Here he goes.
Haha! That's not the best easy way to kill a Bobo that we'll experience tonight.
But
But
you
I
know
won't-
what? The
I won't
aesthetic
spoil
of
it.
this is incredibly different from the arcade. Like, obviously, you can tell they're the same game.
Yep.
But honestly, there's something very pleasing about this aesthetic.
Oh yeah, it looks great.
I mean, it could just be nostalgia for like the color palette. This is also very
But
Super Mario Bros.
this
2.
is making excellent use of the NES color palette.
It is. It really is.
And also doing the trick that Technos would use with much less optimization success of building the characters out of stacked sprites.
Yeah, his legs are different sprites in his torso.
It's something like that because there's hair color, blue, black, flesh tone, and an off tone in his hair. So you can only have three colors in that sprite. So
Well, the off tone might just be the same as his skin tone. And his shoes that he only has when he's doing a jump kick
yeah.
are the same color as his hair.
Oh yeah. Am I thinking of this wrong? No, there's something here. I don't know.
There you go. This they maybe could have done a fraction more work on though. You don't really feel like you're on a platform when you're up there. You kind of feel like you're walking a tightrope.
Yeah. It's, whoa. They
Yeah.
definitely threw that Will to his death.
That Will is...
Like, some of these guys, you could say, well, you know, we're heroes. We're just beating them unconscious.
Well, we don't know how deep that pit is. Jeez.
The, you know, obviously, I guess on some level it's problematic, but the best ever Linda moment is in Battletoads versus Double Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
You played or at least seen any Battletoads?
Oh, yeah, I've
Like-
played Battletoads.
Yeah, so the extremely cartoony takes on the beat 'em up combos. Like they'll hammer an enemy down into the ground and then boot them and their foot gets really big or whatever.
Yeah.
So with the Lindas in Battletoads versus Double Dragon, the Battletoads and the Double Dragons, because you know they're all just doing the same animations. It's the Double Dragon sprites, except oh no, I put myself in a tight spot here. I'm gonna have to beat fucking Chin without getting hit.
Yeah, but it does look like Donkey Kong is about to start throwing some bells.
Yeah, we get some 2D, some Kung Fu Master throwback. Hey, Chin, the Karate Master.
Wow, he's the Karate Master. Look at him.
Yeah,
He was not in the other game.
I have never seen that happen before. That was cool. And Chin has never he wasn't supposed to
He
experience
wasn't
that.
built for
He's
it.
broken. Will he come at me once I get down
Yeah,
here?
yeah.
He understands left or right, but he doesn't know a goddamn thing about ladders.
You got him. No health, you got him.
Nice. I didn't do it the experience farming way, but hey, level 6. I think the idea, if I remember correctly, is that I want to actually be level 7. But I can't. I'm blanking on what the move that I want to get here is. Oh, taking that knife hit was not good.
I think you took a punch like simultaneously almost as well.
Even the wills are tougher now on this level.
Makes sense.
And,
They have them sitting up on the tree.
Yeah, he does something cool. Like the
Like,
will.
they put work into it.
First level wills, not cool at all.
Like this is obviously it's rudimentary, like now, but this is some pretty good sprite work.
Oh yeah, no, there is nothing for the age on the NES. Like
No,
there are NES games that look better than this, and
Sure.
even from a technical perspective, look better. Ah, yeah, we got the
ground and pound.
sit down, punch him to death. So that move makes its return from Renegade.
Yes,
You
yes.
cannot do that in arcade Double Dragon,
Oh, now he's just a regular enemy.
as is traditional.
He didn't get any hits on you last time. Now he's
Yeah, he's got a chip on his shoulder. He's got something to prove. My awesome throwing moves also get me no experience.
no experience with that. That seems unfair.
Basically, like, it's like, if it's just an awesome move that really gets the job done for you, fine. But for taking advantage of that, like a cheap ass, we're not giving you any point. Get it done with your clumsy ass punching. Your short range punches.
So James, one thing you asked me to do this week.
Oh yes, but I'm not prepared.
Oh, you're not prepared.
No, we'll
you
talk about
asked
it
me
later.
to prepare.
Yeah, we'll deal with the segment I had planned next week when I will also be prepared.
Well, next week we're not having.
Yes. Okay, great. That's good because my vacation's coming to an end. I might not get to the preparation. Yeah. No, I don't think. Well, I might. Oh, had I not grabbed the hold there? No, you know what? I think there's one more wave of ropers. Oh no, there's wills and everything. Jeez.
Classic Will coming at you with a baseball bat. You get experience for hitting people with baseball bats.
Oh yeah, take their weapon, use it against them. I think except for the knife. I don't think the knife does anything for you. Jump and immediately get out of the way or else you're knifed in the face and drowned.
Yeah, it's
Extraordinarily dead.
Whoa.
Whoa. Very little warning. There's no like interstitial screen that says player 1. I was really expecting that you would get a little thing. You're getting the shit kicked out of you and it's not your fault. But you are still adequately leveled and in fact you can re-farm the experience from... a small number of wills. But anyway, yeah. The goal... if you're trying to beat Double Dragon, you really got to get further than I just did, because past those wills, and I think there's one more round of ropers, but I could be wrong. Then you fight 2 green abobos.
Oof.
And basically, I think a successful run of the game requires you to get past those abobos on your first life, because there's some... I mean, even just the the not quite last boss, who was the last boss of the arcade version, is he still has a gun. So it's very easy to lose some lives to him.
Yep. A gun will do that.
Yeah.
Come on, Linda. Come on down.
Which, if it sounds like we're being political, folks, we're actually Canadians, where that's just considered a fact that guns kill people.
Yeah. I mean, guns, moose. We just know these things up in Canada.
Yeah. Well, even when I was a kid, I'm sure everyone at some point just thinks that a moose is like a boy deer.
No, James, I don't think they do.
Okay, well, I mean, like, that was roughly what I thought. Or was that moose and deer are roughly equivalent, and not that moose are like... Then, like I was probably like 7 when I learned, oh no, actually moose are enormous monsters. Who will, like, lift your car up and throw you into the sea.
Ooh, he's good at dodging.
Oh, man. Congrats.
He's really good at dodging the jump kick.
Oh, he knows all about your jump kick.
Okay, get in there.
Oh, Will, you son of a bitch. Doesn't count if you have a Charlie horse. Okay.
Now I feel like I gotta be... Well, I don't have to be ready until you're low on health.
There it is.
There it is.
See, I knew that I was dealing with that Will when I came across the bridge, but I forgot that it's 2 kicks and not
2 kicks in the leg.
not a jump and a swing of the bat. But I'm max leveled.
Yep.
So
what's your big move? What's your final? Your
okay.
final spin?
You know what I'm thinking it is? Well, let's test it on this roper. I think it's just a better kick at the end of the combo. Okay, roper, you can't just walk into a hole when I'm trying to show off how I can do like a really killer. Come on,
wow,
man.
Rover really wants it.
Well, it's not possible. Okay. Jeez, ropers. Come on. Oh,
You'll
right.
get it.
Okay.
You'll get it.
I mean, it's
Just
not.
kill these
You
dudes.
can't grab the abobos. So if I'm remembering correctly, we'll get to see it right now. When?
Nope.
No.
You're fine. Oh, there he goes.
Oh, they're not green. The green ones are in the cave. Ah.
Oh, nothing.
What? It is. I'm 100%. There it is. See? A jumping roundhouse to close out the combo. But to do it on the abobos, you have to get, like, on them. And it's
Hey,
devastating.
You got one abobo down. Oof.
But even when you're, like, it's not a free ticket.
No.
And this is a much clumsier, but also it's entirely viable way to win.
Got him.
Then, in a renegade-esque trick, if you just carry on right now, the level just loops.
You gotta go in.
You gotta solve the puzzle. And then, so
Jesus.
now we're in an area,
What the fuck is this?
yeah, the bullshit introduction of randomized falling cave spikes. Yeah. Freaking horseshit here.
Oh, you did.
Okay.
Alright, well, I just gotta... I don't know if
Anyway.
we'll have to fight the Lindas again.
The cave level is the one big divergence. And I guess, like, this climbing sequence. But that comes at the end of a level that is just like
Yeah.
Mission 2. The cave sequence is the only... the cave sequence, which then exits into a kind of more platformy version of something like this. Like a bunch of ladders and platforms, and it's 2D. like scrolling instead of belt scrolling. But you you just have to go through a little thing, find the door in, and then the next level is the Shadow Warrior's Lair. I don't think they were called that at this point. But they are retroactively named that.
Yeah.
Double Dragon 2 The Revenge.
I did much better against Kung Fu Master there.
Yeah.
Alright, now.
Chin Saitama? Chin... I think his surname is Saitama. I guess it's not super important.
Launches it. Doing okay.
Just using Will's face as a speed bag there. I like the way that Will's head snapped back and was like, oh.
That was a double knockdown, but he got the worst of it. Stop doing that. There we are. Oh, he ducked. See,
Yeah.
the enemies duck sometimes. I can't seem to do that.
No.
That seems unfair.
Yeah.
That the Double Dragons never learned how to duck.
I guess the idea is that, you know, ducking is a coward's move. Our real hero either beats his enemy before his enemy has a chance to kick him in the face, or he takes that kick in the face and keeps fighting. But yeah, defense is always kind of a... When it's there in a beat 'em up, it's always a little strange. It's never like... Maybe not, never is probably going too far, but often, even if you do have some ability to get a guard up or do a dodge, it's not a developed system like in a fighting game. Like a lot of beat 'em ups just, if you and the enemy are both attacking, that'll just translate into one of the two of you getting some blocks in.
I don't think I'm getting much further than this. I'm not.
Nope, you're done. Okay. Alright.
Game over.
I am going to, if this bullshit cave kills me here again with the stupid stalactites, I'm going to use the rewind. Get past it.
Fair enough. These stalactites seem very unfair.
I'll take a game over from, you know, somebody beating
Especially
me in a
for
fight.
a home console game where they're not trying to eat your quarters.
Yeah, I think they literally were just like, well, I mean, we're on a home console now. We need moving platforms and falling spikes.
Yeah, we need to add a platforming element to this game that nobody asked for.
Nobody asked for it. Absolutely not.
Alright.
But
So bad.
it's that, but it's also a maze.
Alright.
Double shins.
Double brown shins.
Hey, double chin.
The gull
Yeah.
having a time outside.
Yeah, I
right
guess
now.
the-
I don't know if you can pick that up. Anybody watching? If anybody is watching, feel free to put something in the comments.
Sound off.
Yeah, we've got
Let us
you
know
on
how you're
screen
doing.
here. You can pop up, say hello. We are making our way through Double Dragon for the NES on our way to Double Dragon 2: The Revenge.
But we'll do the arcade one first. I think I've played the arcade one some, but I like on emulators, but I'm not positive. Screw
Well,
you and your
I
dynamite,
like this
Will.
waterfall area. And it's strobing lights that probably would not be passed today. This revealed to some kids from the 90s the medical conditions they might have.
I'm trying to remember what game it was. When I was a kid, my friend Kenny's sister had a seizure while playing, like, it was a Genesis game.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it was Echo the Dolphin. No, I got really sick. I mean, like, I didn't get sick at the moment I was experiencing Echo the Dolphin, but like, because I obviously come in contact with the virus earlier. But when it made me sick, oof.
Jesus.
Yeah, like this horse shit. Especially because I clipped through the... Jeez, a lot of clipping in this run. Anyway,
That's it?
Well, we should experience mode B.
What's mode B?
Well, we should experience it. You'll see.
All right. Well, let's experiencing it. 2-player. Stutter. Oh.
Because it is not what you think it is.
Okay. Stato. Oh, it's a fighting game.
Yeah.
Oh, and you play too.
Yep. And once again,
is it always shadow matches?
you cannot fight two characters against each other because the
Right.
game cannot handle it.
So it's always going to be a color swap match. I do like it.
We should play with this for a minute just to see if any of them have like a moveset at all.
Well, he's got a moveset.
I mean, he's got punch and kick, but like, can we even do the? Oh, hey, that was just the combo closer. Oh,
Ooh, hey,
oh,
he's got a charge.
whoa, and he looks mad when he's doing it.
I never saw him do that in the thing.
I don't. Well, we'll see.
Easy to counter.
We gotta try it with someone other than a Bobo. Obviously, we wouldn't just keep doing Bobo next.
A Bobo is. So this is easy to see though. This is another great example of how beat 'em ups led to fighting games. Because this is essentially, look at this. We've got a background. We've got a map that has edges that we can go up against. We've got
Yep.
a guy who's fighting us.
We got our little bars at the bottom, although they are
There we go.
unit based instead of. Oh.
Oh, you can throw a punch while doing it. Ooh, that would have been amazing. Look at this. Just watch. Yeah, see?
Yeah.
Can I throw kicks?
What about?
I can't.
No,
No,
there's nothing.
Kicking actually stops you.
Oh man, I love a Bobo's running face. I have not really since. I know when I was a kid, they had this at the corner store or at the cottage.
Ooh.
I have a disturbing ability
He looks like Kinnikuman when he's doing his run.
to do the
There we go.
the old timey not old timey, but the psychochronography. I can like with a lot of video games I play them and I'm like, ah yes, I remember where I was as a kid when I played this.
Do you want to be Chin?
Yeah, let's do Chin.
Okay.
I mean, I think we might as well do them all, but what I think is going to happen if I remember this right, and I haven't, again, when I was a kid at the cottage, the first time I ever played Double Dragon 1. Yeah, see? I knew that a Bobo would be a bad example, because these are obviously not the sprites.
No, yeah.
It's an entirely distinct game.
And they threw a pool cue in the form of nunchucks in the middle of the floor.
I don't understand why it's a pool cue at all.
Do you not know that?
No.
The old throw a broken pool cue in the middle and see who comes out on top. It's an old expression that shows up
I see.
from time to time. I think it's because there's a classic movie where somebody's like, only one of you can come, and he snaps a pool cue over his...
Pool cue?
It's really hurting me today. He snaps one of those over his knee and lays it on the table in front of them, and he just silently walks out, with the implication being, you know what to do, you know how to decide who's coming.
Ah, yes. It was odd to me even as a kid. Like, there's just this mode. It's not in any other Double Dragons. And it's not the same thems. I don't think I would have even known the word sprite. But it's weird, right?
Yeah, because this is not Chin. This is a much more detailed character.
Yeah. Only the Abobos, I think, are identical. And that's just because, well, he was already big, so he already had full detail. What are we going to do now? Make him even bigger and more detailed?
I do like how we can simultaneously... I like his low kick.
Yeah, it's good, but then it's like, there's not a lot of... Not only because there's only 6 characters and you can't have matchups.
Yeah.
But there's just not a ton of depth here.
But it's something. It's something
yeah, it's neat.
To do to entertain the children on a Sunday afternoon. Linda?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll just count them down.
We'll go.
Linda looks
go.
badass in her
She
portrait.
does, yeah.
Like, in the game, Linda does not look tough.
Oh yeah, look at Linda. I like her. She's got like an 80s mom, like an 80s
Yeah, she's definitely...
mom energy.
No,
but like
yeah, she does
buff
not...
mom.
Yeah, she
Look
doesn't
at
have...
Linda's arms.
Whew. Look at her run, especially. Those delts.
Ugh. She reminds me of
Her running slap. Running open hand slap.
She reminds me. Oh,
Yeah, there's no clinch up so far in any of these.
There's a Chinese female action star from the 80s who had like dense Bruce Lee style muscled arms and back, and Linda's very much reminding me of her right now.
I literally believe that I read a long list of great action stars that mentioned her.
Yeah.
And I can't think of, like, yesterday on Twitter. I can't. I think it even had a clip. Was she Chinese?
She was, yeah.
Okay. No, the woman I was thinking was definitely an American woman
Oh.
fighting Michelle Yeoh in a
Yes,
Hong Kong
actually, sorry, my mistake. She was an American woman. She just was only in Chinese film. She was in.
Yes.
I mean,
Okay.
yeah.
Then yeah.
This is the one.
I can't think of her name, but I watched a lengthy fight scene of hers the other day.
I watched
with Michelle Yeoh.
a fight scene of her the other day with oh, now I'm blanking on another person's name, so that's not helpful. The man who was inspiration to Bruce Lee not Bruce Lee, but Jackie Chan. He's a heavier set
Sammo
man.
Hung?
Yes, Sammy Hung.
Sammo.
What?
Sammo.
Yes.
The palette limitations work better for the player 2, Linda, because of the back of her hair. Like, it has to be the same color as her bodysuit, but...
Yeah, Linda's got like a fucking... She's got a mom dyed hair look. She's like a cool mom.
Yeah.
Drives her kids to... Oh, I like that move. Linda's the first one who's had a jump.
Whoa. It's not a super... It looks way less athletically impressive than the any of the jump kicks in the base game.
Who do it?
We're just herking it out. Okay. 3 to go.
3 to go.
Roper.
Roper.
At least with Billy, you could say, like, this is Billy and Jimmy throwing down. All the rest of them, it's like, what? Why
Oh, he's got a spiked jacket?
a lead pipe here?
He's got a jump kick.
Does he not have the...
That's not a lead pipe. That's like one of those, like, batons, like a police baton.
Maybe that's what it's supposed to be. He's got a jump kick. But he can't jump at all while holding the baton, or the pipe, or whatever it is.
There we go.
Uh-oh. For a moment there... Man, he's got good punch speed.
He's got amazing.
He's been putting on in time on the speed bag there.
Yes.
His kick speed could use some improvement. He winds up like Luchasaurus.
Luchasaurus, who's continued to be all black, but is aligned with his friend again.
He's got to be betraying him again, though, right?
Unclear.
Why did they have...
You can run into the jump kick.
Why did they
Look
have...
at that.
Ooh.
A lot of speed on that.
Oh, wait.
Well,
Oh,
you're
but I
holding a
can't
pipe.
because I'm holding the pipe and there's no
Let
way...
me beat it out of you.
Okay. Wait, no, then I'll lose. That's good strategy. Crafty.
Ooh!
Double
same
down.
thought. Double dragon. Was there ever a Karate Kid beat 'em up? That seems like a franchise. That seems like a franchise right for a modern retro beat 'em up, honestly.
Yeah.
Given the success of the modern Cobra Kai.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. Because jeez. Set it in the 80s, fill it with stupid nostalgia, and, you know, only 80s kids will understand this.
Okay.
Man, Will's kind of like he's more of a playboy.
So can a Bobo not pick stuff up? Because a Bobo so far is the only one who didn't have a
A Bobo they're like, people are going to play as a Bobo, but Not doing any work on this. He'll have the most limited move set. Yeah. I feel like Will's a better... Like, it's the exact same look, but I feel like he's way better looking.
What, with the tan?
Not even the tan, just like his hair feels more confident.
It's the same pixels in the same position.
It's not the same pixels.
Oh, sorry, you're talking about from the game. I thought you were talking about the two sprites.
No, not comparing the two of them.
Yeah.
Base game Will.
Base game, you're correct. He does look...
I do also think that tan Will in the cream pants is better looking than blue jeans and brown vest Will.
The cream pants is a look. I will give him that.
If I had an incredible tan like Will here, I mean, I'm actually wearing cream pants right now. I would wear cream pants and a maroon shirt, just like Will here. Oh.
Yeah, you unintentionally are cosplaying as
Will.
As Will from this specific mode from Double Dragon NES.
Yeah, I did. Whoa! Boom!
Whoa! Chip, double down, but I got the worst of it. There we go.
Oh, I've been player 2 this whole time.
Yes!
Of course I am.
Oh, nope.
But there was a point where I was like, I'm getting in trouble here in every fight, but I've never been in trouble. Every time I was like, I pulled it out.
Alright, Billy's the last one.
Notice how Will, his character select portrait looks nothing like him.
Yeah.
Now these guys, once again, it's new sprites, but yeah. Because we've already established the existence of identical but palette swapped twins.
Yeah, here's the thing. These guys look like the guys from the main game, including having the same basic moveset.
Yep.
Punch, kick, flying jump kick.
Obviously, we don't have the spin kick yet.
We can run.
Dragon kick. But still no clinching up. Like, this is not a good mode, but it was such a good thought. And like, the pieces are there for some. They never followed up on this. There's nothing like this in Double Dragon 2. But like, there's not enough there. It has even less than the base game to support one-on-one fighting. But it's not hard to imagine. I mean, also as you were saying, like yes, fighting games are like this. But not hard to imagine like a version of this mode that is fun because they added a little bit of defensive strategy, fuller moveset, let you fight different ones against each other. Oddly enough, the actual Double Dragon fighting game, Double Dragon 5, is not an example. Is just not an example of that. It's a shitty piece of shit game. And its characters are like. I guess there was a '90s cartoon, of course.
Of course there was. Yes.
Okay.
And we got all the way to the end, and that's the first round I've won.
Congratulations. So. All right. Well, I didn't run the table, so you can preserve your dignity there.
Mm-hmm.
So let's shut this down. Hey, Waffle Syrup, you are here, and your words did not appear on the screen.
Yeah, Waffle Syrup, we missed
Why?
your first comment. What's going on?
Oh, it's my fault. It's my fault. I'll fix it.
Oh, you didn't put it over to the Wii screen, eh? Or the Switch? The Wii. How many consoles behind am I?
That's only one.
It's two, technically.
Okay. Waffle Syrup, you're now, if you're still there, capable of having your chats appear. And also because we're going back to the other one where I had set it up. Arg. The tangle web we weave when we create a new scene in OBS. Hastily before the show begins.
Do.
He may or may not be there. Well, you know what? He'll let us know, and we'll actually see it. So,
let us know, Waffle.
So that's fine. That's fine.
I'm sorry. These comments were just now spotting them.
Yeah, they're not time-stamped. It's a mystery. At least they're not time-stamped in the versions we're looking at.
No, I think they are times. Well, no, actually, I don't think they are. Let us know in the comments if the timestamp.
Yeah, not super important.
Everybody watching right now, put the current time in the chat.
Say 1, and then we'll say 2, and we'll find out if there's lag. Yes. Firing up MAME to dive into Double Dragon 2, The Revenge. I believe All right, I didn't do the weird thing that I have to do now. Every time I launch MAME, apparently, for the rest of my life,
Yep.
I need to start by opening the UI initiative file, closing it,
And then opening
and
MAME.
then launching MAME. Otherwise, it can't
Do
read
it.
its own file. But I didn't make any changes to the file. It's just weird.
Alright, here we go. Tribal Dragon 2. Oh,
The Revenge.
there we go. Insert some
Okay.
coins. I'm excited.
1988.
Control.
Alright, so I'm intrigued to find out here because
This is not us. This is just a load screen.
it's not accepting our coins. Oh, I see why.
Are you trying to use Canadian quarters?
Yes. Yeah, they're just not the right weight. No, I wasn't clicked into the window.
Ah. Alright. Jeez!
Yes, so the revenge is because the gun guy, like, it starts with his revenge. There's a whole cycle of...
So he just kills the whole world.
Yeah, Marion's dead now.
Well, this is loading much quicker than Double Dragon.
And note that we are back to Renegade-style controls.
Mm-hmm. Where kick is behind.
Yeah, the buttons determine the direction of your attack, and where you're facing determines what that attack is. Also, I don't know if that's still Linda, but if it is, she's got a whole look going on.
Yeah,
now.
she made some choices.
She was like, "This is, you know, there's been an apocalypse," which never really shows up in the. You never really get a sense in the game. There's been an apocalypse.
I mean, yeah, everything seems...
It just seems like the standard portrayal of
Okay.
terrible urban decay. You know, like Dark Knight Returns, or also all the rest of the media that was created in the 80s. Yeah, I think if anything, this might be running a bit overclocked,
It is, yeah.
but it's fun. It's working for me.
Yeah, we'll get through it twice as fast.
Like I'm
Look how
certainly,
fast we're through
I'm
this
certainly not right now in the middle of the stream going to start learning how to. I like this guy.
Yeah, I like his mustache. I mean, his eye patch.
Yeah.
That's sort of... Oop.
Oh, you.
That's one of my lives down.
One dude down.
Is this a Bobo?
No,
Okay.
no, this is just a new big dude,
Yeah, because he looks like...
and he does the Abobo scoop move. But yeah, he's
He looks like Johnny Bravo.
yeah, he's a different guy. He goes down way easier than an Abobo typically would. Oof.
Come over here. Okay. On a rooftop. Oh, that's me dead. They got me. Thank you.
Back in, buddy. Yeah, so like right off the bat, not like really the only huge
Whoa!
the huge difference of course is just the switch to the control scheme. Oh. There we go.
Don't get it.
I got him at least once with this flail.
There we go.
But
Yeah, that is just a straight up flail, isn't it?
yeah. And we've got the classic the dragon kick.
The dragon kick?
Uh,
The dragon kick.
like that. Where you spin in midair, kicking in both directions with one leg down.
Ooh, yeah. Whoa. Oh,
Boy.
it did me no good.
Boy, is the temptation to just spam that move in Double Dragon 3 extremely high when you're a kid. As we'll see when we get there one day. Probably not today, although it could be today. Who knows?
Who's this? Well, the Phantom of the...
Oh, this guy. I am really curious to see if this guy in the NES has just the strangest thing about him. I'm curious to see if it happens here. I'm not going to say what it is, even if it doesn't happen, I'll just won't comment on it.
He's the Phantom of the Fury Road.
Yeah, he gives us a post-apocalyptic feel.
Yes. He's like the only guy who has a post-apocalyptic. I suppose this guy has an eye patch.
Guy is a bit.
Oh yeah, like he's escaped from New York, I guess.
Well, I think that's the kind of apocalypse we're dealing with. Like, there's still cities, obviously.
It just means there's still infrastructure.
Snake Plissken here is well, there's still obviously cars, since the Double Dragons are always hanging out in their garage while horrible things happen to Marion. Like, literally, why would you ever, after the time she got kidnapped...
What?
Hold on.
Why did this happen to him?
I don't know. And that's quite the weird thing. Oh, you gotta come back.
We're between missions, I don't know if it's...
We are. We got a big transition here. Hey, Mustache Guy is a wanted criminal, as is this guy. They're offering 100,000 G's for him. I'll try again, Waffle Syrup, in case you are still there, but we're getting coffee. Apologies for missing your message. But we'll see you now. You'll appear on screen.
How much do you think 100 G's is? Now we're slowing down. Ooh. Oh, those are straight grenades. Although they also look like they're just throwing odd bees. Can I? Yep. Sure can.
Yeah, notable that it's like a whole new set of enemies.
Yeah.
They did not they didn't want to reuse many sprites.
Oh.
Which is, I mean, geez. They probably could have gotten away 1 year later just recycling a bunch of sprites from their big hit game. So good for them. Experimenting with the control scheme in the weird way of going back to their other series.
Yeah.
The Double Dragon was literally created to be a breakaway from.
Well, they might also just be chasing that dragon.
Yeah. Who knows?
Haha. Oh.
I can't do anything to this guy when I've got him held from behind. All I can do is hold him for you to beat up.
Fuck's sakes. Dead.
That is a frustrating way to lose your quarters.
Yep.
As a kid. Probably, I can certainly see this being a little bit better if it wasn't clearly overclocked. But it's a fun game. Not breaking a ton of new ground.
Uh-oh.
As we'll see, the NES version is a big leap over the NES Double Dragon 1. In fact, all three of the first Double Dragon games were released.
It's a lady hand that leads us forward.
It's Marion's hand from Beyond the Grave.
Makes sense.
Saying, "Move forward, Lee brothers. Avenge me."
Move forward, Lee brothers. I always wanted one of you more than the other.
And it just depended on who won the fight that day.
I love the idea that she has them fight every day.
Once a day. It's not even a weekly thing.
No. Oh, well, time to go home. You know what to do, boys.
You could beat your brother unconscious 4 days of the week and still not get to take her out on Friday. Just because you got lucky once. I guess it's probably worth saying, since we didn't fit... anybody watching... at the end of Double Dragon 1 in the arcade version, once the Lee brothers win and save Marion from that machine gun guy who killed her at the start of this game, then they just immediately fight each other to decide who gets to continue being her boyfriend, even though I believe she is canonically Billy's girlfriend at the start of the game.
What? There. Ooh.
I'd say this is
Constantly
harder.
Yeah.
Although, again, maybe that's partially because it's overclocked.
I'm also not a huge fan of this control scheme.
It would be, I mean, in its defense, we are playing it on like SNES, Super Nintendo.
It would be more
looking D-pads.
intuitive, do you think?
It would be more intuitive with a button on the left and a button on the right. We're using the BA setup.
Well, hello.
Whoa! Hey, big boy.
He kind of looks like Krang.
Yeah, he really does. He definitely looks like there's something more to him than just being a dude.
He also looks like he would sing a mean,
like jump blues.
Yeah.
He's
There we go.
just big band playing while he walks up to the microphone and starts shouting, shake, rattle, and roll with no microphone. In fact, now that I think about it, that was the whole idea of shout blues
I'm out too.
or jump blues, blues shouters. What's that guy? Can you think of the name of the guy that I'm trying to identify here, Greg? The great blues shouter.
Big
Yep, I do believe.
something.
Big Joe.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. My dad would listen to him,
Ah.
and he would just come up to he would just "Whirr!" like
Yeah.
like he had that sort of like he almost sounded like a cartoon frog.
Yeah, and he comes out and like he's got like a big band, and they're all playing, and he's just like slowly making his way to. Oh, that's gonna drive me crazy. Well, at some point
He's gone now.
we'll have a moment
And
here.
he just flashes out. He doesn't disintegrate and leave his clothing behind like a vampire. Oh, there was a knife left on the conveyor belt.
It's slightly stuck. No, not even it being stuck in actually makes sense to explain it not moving.
We're kind of playing very similar levels now. We started in a very different location. We were on a rooftop, fighting along rooftops, which was different from the first game. But I feel like we took that exact elevator next to that exact conveyor belt last time.
The NES adaptation is far less faithful is not the right word, but like it's not tracing in the same way that the Double Dragon 1 was.
Right.
And
Ghost punches, no joke. This is kind of like, I'd say it's speed versus strength, but the big guy is also extremely fast. He just doesn't do cartwheels.
yeah,
There we go. Got him. Ooh, was not expecting that knife.
I'm sure that it's actually the case that adjusting the emulation speed is as simple as in DOSBox, but I don't know what the keyboard shortcuts are. I don't want to look it up right now. But I will learn that as we go forward, because this probably won't be the last case of a game that's clearly running faster than it's supposed to.
What kind of saloon is that?
The
Something
Stone. Yellowstone. Yellowstone. It's just Yellowstone.
Yellowstone, the hit TV series that no one I know has ever seen a single episode of.
Yeah, no, that's a show for your grandparents.
It's so popular that there's a series of miniseries that explore the history of the family. Harrison Ford is going to be in one.
The legend Les Thatcher, to bring it back to pro wrestling for a moment, on his podcast, 80-year-old wrestling legend, he just constantly like, what I'm asking is just anyone in the wrestling business who's with the book, who's got the book, you need to watch Yellowstone. Just watch the way that they put the stories together and the way the characters get from point A to point B.
Interesting fact about the Yellowstone show. Like I said, they're doing a series that is exploring the history of the family. And they started with one with, I think Sam Elliott in it, exploring, when the family first bought the world's biggest farm in the late 1800s. And they're exploring another one with the child from that one now being played by current day Harrison Ford, because it's set in the 1920s.
Oh man, we could have had a good combo on that guy.
Okay. And then
if I could get the control scheme in mind.
Ooh, that's the first time I've thrown, I think. No, I've done a lot of the knees, but I haven't done an over the head throw yet. Originally, that one was going to be set in the 1930s, and then during production, they changed it to the 1920s. The reason being that apparently the state in which it takes place, Wyoming, I think,
Yeah.
experienced a depression in the 20s and were actually in recovery in the 30s while the rest of the nation was experiencing a depression. It was a weird sort of like, they call it like the Prairie Depression. It was just a weird sort of...
Oh, I missed him with the log.
It also reminds me of my favorite quote about the Depression in Canada, because the Depression hit Canada around the same time as it hit the United States. Our economies are intrinsically linked in that way. But Nova Scotia actually took the least amount of sort of hurt from the Depression and recovered the fastest. And the explanation given was it's hard to hurt yourself falling out of a basement window.
Yeah, the glory days were over a long time ago in Nova Scotia.
Okay.
Hey, a wheat thresher.
Yeah, see, the post-apocalypse where they're still maintaining the wheat fields. Whoa!
Like, maybe it was just a nuclear war, but like a manageable one.
Oh.
Yeah.
There's like a very
what's
brief
the
tell
tell?
when the lights flash on the thing.
Probably easier to deal with.
He knew to jump. Probably to deal with when the frame rate is consistent.
Oh.
He didn't know to jump that time.
I tried. I hit the jump button. Oh man, a shovel. There's a lot, like, varied weapons.
Yeah.
Lots of sprites, new environments. They definitely, while using, like, this is the same engine. They only added, like, one move that I'm aware of, despite...
It looks... They found ways to do it, I think.
Yeah. And...
Because, like, even the sprites look a little better. Like, you can see that, like, you have abs, for example.
Yeah. Notice that, in both iterations so far, like, at least in the arcade, we do not have a blue guy and a red guy.
No. You're sort of a navy.
Yeah. Like, I mean, Billy's wearing blue here, but not, like, blue.
No.
And not in contrast with Jimmy wearing red. Like, they're made, I guess because the sprites can be so much more detailed. They have different hair colors, or not, the sprites more detailed, because they are still the same sprite, just palette swapped. But the palettes are richer, and that allows them to actually just be like, well, no, these guys wear different clothes. They don't just have the same outfit. Even though they actually clearly do. But when your whole outfit matches, like Jimmy's, it does achieve a different effect. A different sartorial impact. Hey, the cows kind of look like dogs.
They do a little bit, yeah. Oh, I'm dead.
That would be a very likable animal. Like a half cow, half dog.
Half cow, half dog?
You're taking two very likable animals.
You really are. I feel like my kicks are more powerful, but I need to be facing away to hit them.
Yep. That's the paradox of kicking.
In real life?
Yeah.
Alright.
It's the hardest part. You know, if you're a UFC fighter who specializes in striking, hardest part is that you can do more damage with your kicks, but you got to turn your back on your opponent to get them off.
We got two of these.
Two of these gross looking dudes. Just like...
There's really no way to stop them once they've picked you up. I wish you could interrupt it with your friend hitting him.
Yeah, that is a definite shortcoming of the fighting experience. And that was true in Double Dragon 2. I can't remember which enemy, but I remember seeing you get grabbed and trying to break it up and realizing I could not intervene. These guys, like this same dude... we'll see him soon in the NES version. Doesn't look nearly as gross.
Yeah,
Like, this guy's just like gross. Like I don't want to touch this guy.
Like they really. Oh, there he goes. Like they really the way he's got like folds.
Yeah, and like his neck is bad.
Bad.
I don't like the way his neck looks.
I don't like the way his chin looks.
Yeah, like that's the chin neck area, and just like. Also, that's just a terrible, bizarre shape for a mask.
Why does he?
There's the bizarre thing.
He came back to life.
He reconstituted himself, but it's still weirder in the NES for reasons that you will see. We're just we've granted ourselves unlimited quarters for our first go.
Alright, that time he's dead for real. Invade the enemy base. Enemy's base. That's not the way.
They could not figure out how to code an apostrophe. But they didn't. It's not the plural form.
That's true. It's not multiple. Yeah, it's one enemy that was
specifically.
What did you think, you and me?
No, I don't know. It's too fast. It all just happened so fast. These guys kind of have like an abobo-ness to them.
They do. Like Abobo grew out his hair.
Yeah, like he wasn't. Abobo is not a bald guy. That's for the look. Yeah, no, this is a Bobo. He's doing the toss.
This is a Bobo. He's just grew his hair. I'm bald by choice.
I just made that joke.
Yeah, but I said I'm bald by choice. You just said he's just doing it for the look. Okay. I came up with a witty way of saying it. That's a Bobo did.
We're in a stalemate here.
There we go. The spin kick is actually really good for the strategy we were using. Oh, I'm dead again. I love the double dragon kick.
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen it in a film, but it wasn't Double Dragon. It might have been... Do you remember the film Three Ninjas?
Yes.
I believe it was in Three Ninjas, or possibly Three Ninjas 2.
Three Ninjas Kick Back?
Is that what it's called?
I
just remember I just remember it's set in a fair.
Hulk Hogan's in one of those, right?
I believe he's in 2. Don't quote me on that, though. He is. It is one of those films where 3 white kids inexplicably are descendants of ninjas.
Yep.
And
I mean, that was the dream of every white kid from the mid '80s right through to the. This guy just looks like such a scrub.
He does.
He's such a chump-looking dude, and yet he's obviously got a fairly high-ranking position in the Shadow Clan.
He looks like a guy who's in wrestling, but only for like 3 years. And
yeah.
2 years later, no one can remember his name.
Yeah.
It's a long list of people.
Speaking of big guys who are just suddenly in wrestling, but who I think are certainly going to accomplish something. Have you seen much of Satnam Singh yet?
I have seen a little bit of him. Yeah, he's
great.
He's cool. I like him. He's certainly green. He doesn't have. He hasn't done anything.
I'm not trying to sell him as
oh no, no.
He's got a crossbody and some strikes.
They also, it's amazing
But he's just compared to say like Omos in WWE, he's much more charismatic.
Oh yes. Well, I mean, I haven't seen him at all because he joined during a period where I was not watching WWE, which was main roster WWE would be any time since WrestleMania. But the Jinder Mahal's sidekick right now,
Shanky?
Yes.
Yeah.
People really enjoy his dancing and his jewelry. Oh, we double dang it over. Nope. The game lets us continue.
Yeah.
People enjoy him. I also hear they're
Man.
repackaging Via, which is good. Do you know that man has a movie about his life?
Yes. Although I mistakenly, when I first heard it described, I was like, hold on. Rookie of the Year was based on a true story.
Yeah,
And I was like,
he
wait,
broke his arm in a funny way.
Wait, this
He
dude
broke
is like,
his arm in a funny way.
this dude is like 40 now, like, and he's just getting into wrestling. Anyway, I felt very stupid when I was like, you can have more than one movie with a guy who's like a prodigy at pitching fast.
Mm-hmm. God, these guys eat so much of your health with the Usami just sticks. There we go.
Okay, 2 dragon.
I watched
jigs.
a whole documentary about that fighting style. The Filipino. Ooh.
Oh, go to hell with this shit.
Come on!
Like, who's asking for this?
What? Why does he have laser eyes? No.
It's
Go
just
away.
Non-stop bullshit. I knew that was coming too.
This is just like
the
from
first game?
The first game, yeah.
Yeah, it's the Shadow. You think they spent that much money on a wall with bricks that come out and then just uninstalled it? Come on.
Yeah, I guess so.
Come on. Oh, and look.
Oh, that's where the letter is.
It's a trick. They're pulling out all the stops to get you to come.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no. I like this guy even less. Oh, no. I should have known. If I advanced, there would be a second one. Yeah, they really just went for it with the, you are giving us at least $5 more, or you're giving up and going home and come back next weekend.
Yeah, there's little way to avoid hits here. There we go. Oof. These guys, I don't like their gray skin.
No. No, it does not look healthy.
It's not pleasant.
Like Green Abobo, it's like an alien.
Yeah. An alien I can understand. An alien I can drink a beer with. But
Yeah.
these guys.
I don't want, like, no, because there's no way these guys smell good. Their skin just,
Yeah, you're
like,
right. There isn't.
No, that skin is real gross.
I'm dead.
And I bet it feels bad too. I bet it's really clammy.
Clammy or like not even clammy, like slimy.
Yeah. Just raw. It's just not the way that it's supposed to be. The friendly fire aspect and the close quarters also does not help. And presumably they're both going to do the bullshit. No, that one's not at least.
This guy though?
Yeah.
It's like Dracula. You just gotta start punching over the dust before he even has a minute.
Yeah, I was telling you earlier, Greg, that I got to a stretch of Wizardry 5 where all the monsters were just movie monsters.
Yeah.
Like classic movie monsters.
Classic
and
Universal.
The vampire was not called a Dracula, but they really nailed
Oh, hey, he's back.
in their
Wailing. Was it Wailing?
No.
No, it was big.
there are definitely
There's definitely
wailing Jews.
guys called Wailing, but it's
not the
not the
blues
dude
singer.
we're specifically thinking of.
No.
Who has like a face very similar to this.
We'll figure it out. I don't know that he does have a face similar to that. He's got
a body shape.
Yeah,
I would say
he's a
like
big hulking dude.
Yeah, with even with like the suspenders and like the double game over. There we go. I like that they've got this guy because it just makes him like he's like a big guy, but amongst even bigger guys.
Yeah, that's why he's got to take his shirt off to be like, but
But these guys can't possibly maintain this sort of.
I'm cut.
this sort of
I'm cut, right?
yeah. Like these guys, if they got this cut, then they would be unwell, you know? Like they wouldn't be able to maintain.
Although he doesn't even look that cut. He does look like a dude who is that size.
Yeah.
And that's why he's got his jeans riding high to conceal the fact that he doesn't have abs.
Is that where the high cut gene is? Oh, hey, I can see him
The
up
Shadow
there.
Lord. Yeah, props for world building consistency in the arcade versions, where they were like, you know, the Shadow Warriors have had time to like make some modifications to their lair, but it's the same. They don't have a whole new lair.
Yeah.
That would be ridiculous.
You can't just buy those statues. You gotta move them from base to base. Oh, this guy's shoulder tackle. I'm dead.
We're both
As
dead.
are you.
Double down. Man, yeah, this
Right.
game is a lot less merciful.
It is, yeah. It's a lot harder. I feel like there's maybe a strategy where it's like punch twice, then move back, punch. Like, you know what I mean?
We're never gonna find it now because of the overclockedness. It's too quick to be figuring out like what.
This guy does. Whoa! I didn't know the edge of the stage was a pit.
You didn't? I'm sorry. I would have announced it if you didn't know.
These guys have these chops that they do that are very wrestling chops. Like you can see them going there. But they also have this open-handed smack they do with the other hand. That's very alarming. Okay, here we go. There we go. I can punch you. Do you think maybe he's actually... You know who his face is kind of like? Oh, he's a little Andre the Giant.
Yeah. Wouldn't surprise me. I mean, he's certainly... He has acromegaly. Like, he is designed...
Oh, yeah.
He's designed to look like that. Like,
Yeah.
Giant Baba or...
Did Giant Baba have gigantism?
I think so. But I could be wrong. But he had such a strange
He did, yeah.
trunk.
He had, like, and such a pronounced, like, his face had very odd proportions as well.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he did. I could be wrong.
It's strange when you have a chin like that and you don't have the most famous chin in Japanese professional wrestling because you trained Inoki.
Yeah.
He was the chin.
That just shows Baba-san's selflessness and dedication to the business.
I would train you, but your chin is too well defined.
Yeah, seriously. Do you think that Hulk Hogan's brain and Giant Baba's body is fucking training Antonio Inoki? And here's the Shadow Lord. He hasn't switched up his fighting style.
Nope.
Even though it
Shooting people. It failed him once before.
And his bullets are actually way less effective now.
They're not unaffected.
Oh, no.
They killed me. It would be really great if we could... Hold on, bring me back. I'll focus my attention on Yellow Gi Man.
Oof.
Try to get him. Oh, I got him.
Okay.
That was quick.
Good job. And then we just gotta beat the Shadow Lord.
There we go. Knock him down. Knock him down, tell him who's boss. Stop shooting guns. It's bad for the environment.
Like, kind of, like, I'd be pissed if I was any of this dude's goons. Like, we have to go out there and just use, like, martial arts and baseball bats and shovels. Like, can the Shadow Warriors only afford one gun?
This guy does get into something that, I'm dead again. His gun does do a lot of damage. This guy does get into something that I know you didn't want to get into this, but it's a subject I can squeeze in.
Something I didn't want to get into.
I think a beat 'em up inherently, one of its inherent qualities is melee fighting. Like it's hand to hand weapons maybe, but like no guns. Even like something you throw should be a one off, you know.
And
otherwise it's a shooter, like a Contra situation.
Shadow Lord defeated, but like what do we do? Fight to who's gonna be the
Yeah.
front casket bearer?
Marion, yeah, Marion is dead. Uh-oh. What strange magic is this?
Oh ho!
Also,
They wanted to recreate the.
oh, they have
Hadokens.
tokens. Holy cow!
These motherfuckers.
Wow, they're really fast as well. There we go.
Well, we have one trick that they don't have: unlimited quarters.
I mean, they also have that, but
Ah, man.
man, the Hadokens like stun you.
How did that kick not connect? Get the fuck out of here! Come on.
Come on. There we go. Wailing Genos. Okay, so, oh man.
Yeah, I can't think of a lot. You know what? There's a game that I imagine in the fullness of time we're gonna look at, maybe. Yeah, that is like, what's it called? Full Metal Furies.
Oh yeah. I'm aware of that game.
Yeah, it's like, it's not a beat 'em up because it's all guns.
No, like Contra
yet,
is not
like,
a beat 'em up.
No, but it is very, very beat 'em up adjacent.
Whoa.
But
What?
like,
That seems like an unfair move.
well,
He sunk back into my shadow and hurt me.
oh wow.
Hold on, he's about to do it again.
Wow. Yours did you like temporarily seem to have beaten yours or something?
I think I
Like,
did, yeah.
Okay. So yours is taking more the one you're
Well, I
fighting
don't know.
right
I think we've switched like 100 times is
Yeah.
the issue here.
But I'm just the one that I'm currently fighting is just sticking to the classics. Just throwing that. Oh, there he goes. Great.
I hope this brings Marion back from the dead. I mean, we're engaging with some dark magics here. Why not necromancy? Maybe if I jump? Oh, I think jumping maybe distracts the sink into your shadow move. Yeah, I'm dead again.
And so am I now.
Hold on. Oh. Come on. See, oh, he's got you. He's got your shadow locked.
Yeah. It's quite a move.
I think you do have to jump. I think that's the move. Yep. Just keep punching. Just keep punching. Just keep punching. One day it will end.
Oh no.
That's what...
I had to kick out and everything.
Great if there was a boxer that just never really put together what boxing was. He just won his fights on pure animal instinct.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Just keep punching. Eventually it ends.
Yeah.
And then they subject you to the horror anew. I'm dead.
Is the Shadow Master magical? Like, why? I mean, besides just like, there was a fight after. Oh, good lord.
I really feel like we should have done some more damage to at least one of these guys. That's me. These guys are way worse than the Shadow Lord ever was.
Yeah, seriously, this would be so frustrating in the arcade. To have,
Did you beat your shadow self though? No, of course I didn't.
yeah, no.
Who beat their shadow self? What am I, rich?
Yeah, the rich kid bragging about how his mom gave him all the quarters he needed to beat the Shadow Double Dragons.
But he'll never beat the shadow in his heart.
Just want to see the ending and then get on to the... In my heart, at least, and we'll see when we actually play it if it's on screen and, you know, inexperienced.
Ooh, I think we should actually
No.
call it a game once we've won.
Okay. Well, I'm excited to show you Double Dragon 2: The Revenge next week. And then I guess we'll
On the
do
NES, and then we'll jump over.
Double Dragon: The Rosetta Stone.
Do we learn how to speak dead languages based on our knowledge of Latin?
I could be remembering incorrectly here because they have different titles for different Double Dragon 3s, and also I had a handheld Tiger Double Dragon 3 when I was a kid, which I think might have had still yet a different name.
How are there still 2 of them? I feel like we should have killed at least one by now.
What if they're every time we game over, they're resetting to full health?
No, impossible.
What if they're like, no, you can't just buy your way to this, kids?
Impossible.
It's not impossible.
It's not impossible. It's only improbable. It's a quote from the Mario Brothers movie.
Ah, I've never seen that.
Really?
Even as a kid, I could tell this is not Mario.
Did you ever see the Captain Lou Albana
TV
TV show?
Oh, plenty. Yes, of course. I could tell that was Mario.
Yeah, that's clearly Mario. Look at the way he dances over the end.
I mean, yeah. Consider for a minute that I had no problem with that, but I could tell that this Mario movie was bullshit. Even though Bob Hoskins was obviously perfect casting to play
Bob
Mario.
Hoskins. I mean, Bob Hoskins perfect casting to play anything. That man's an amazing actor. Was an amazing actor. Yeah. Rest in peace.
He's not great anymore. He's not that great. His range is way more.
It's limited. It's limited.
Yeah.
I'll give him that.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah. Bob Hoskins is great. I watched first. What? Aha! One of them's dead.
One of them is. One of them dead. And you've decided to just stop.
He froze me forever.
What?
Like he was doing the freeze move on me when you hit him.
Yeah, focus on my brother.
But,
focus on my frozen dead brother.
Okay. No, this is a technique. I'm distracting him.
The issue is his jump kick. There we go. Oh, he's really focused on you. He must be your double.
Yeah. Can't you tell? Looks exactly like Billy.
The issue is that they both have the same color palette, and that means they have this color palette. Come on. Stay down. Stay down.
As long as he lands on his back, he can get back up. He takes flat back bumps.
Got him.
Glorious.
Billy, I'll love you forever. Oh, you're alive again. What?
This is a memory.
Are you sure? Oh. Shit.
That was weird. And also, wow, the Double Dragons look awful
Yeah.
in these portraits.
I would not. Marion needs to get out with a feathered.
Well.
with a blowout hair.
So the ending is literally just like, here's a Polaroid of happier times.
And then the Polaroid cries a single tear.
The cycle of revenge has left you with nothing.
Yeah.
It's actually a profound game. Okay, so you gotta hit the road, so we don't have time to do the NES Double Dragon: The Revenge. So next week we'll do Double Dragon 2: The Revenge on NES.
After next week.
Yeah, next time.
Next time we will.
We'll do the Revenge, and then we'll do. Hold on, let's as a final act here, let's answer all of our lingering questions.
Yeah, let's bring up a list of Double Dragon games.
Hold on.
James is just going.
Big
right
Joe
to
Turner.
Wikipedia. Oh, Big Joe Turner. Yes, thank you.
Okay, so the Rosetta Stone is the arcade version, and then the Secret Stones is the NES version. Presumably through a standard Nintendo of America era assumption that American children are dumb.
Yeah. They don't know what the Rosetta Stone
I mean,
is.
in the same way that Harry Potter and the, Philosopher's Stone becomes Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. All right, so yeah, we did 3 games today, so we can probably get those 3 in next time. So that'll be the goal. Eventually, we're going to be dealing with meatier games.
Cynthia Rothrock was our other lingerer. That was the the American
Yeah.
Chinese, the American actor who worked in Hong Kong cinema.
Yes. And so, yeah, the, not too long from now, especially as long as we're sticking to a rough chronological forward progress, actually, if we're doing that, I think,
Winners don't use drugs.
River City Ransom
Yes.
is next after Double Dragons.
Yeah, true.
Before we go to our, the next wave, your Final Fights, your Streets of Rages.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Your, Golden Axe.
yeah.
Was that the wave after the next? I think it's the next wave. I think it was a huge explosion in the late 80s.
Golden Axe might... you know what? We got Wikipedia open. Golden Axe... Does it predate? Okay. Golden Axe arcade release January 27th, 1989.
Mm-hmm.
Streets of Rage 91.
91. Yeah, there you go.
So yeah.
Golden Axe predates it.
It's yeah. So yeah, we got a lot of there's lots of beat 'em ups.
Oh yes.
And we'll keep playing them.
Yes,
and eventually we'll bust a little chronology out to do later, more recent Double Dragons. Both the Double Dragon Neon, if we can get access to that somehow. But there was also a Double Dragon 4. I think they called it Double Dragon 4, even though there is a Super Double Dragon, which would technically be Double Dragon 4. Because there was also a Double Dragon 5.
It's D&D, Advanced D&D. It's a whole difference.
But that was made for, I have it on my PlayStation 4, which doesn't work. But I believe, because Sony is... I'm a Nintendo guy at heart, but Sony's definitely got this on Nintendo. I'm pretty sure I can just turn on my PlayStation 5 and say, hey, can I have my Double Dragon 4? And it'll just download it.
Yeah.
I don't remember it being great, but it's like a...
Do you remember
using the original graphics.
Do you remember the E3 where they dunked on Xbox by doing a presentation about how to share games? And it was like two guys who were just like, hey, can I borrow that game? And the other guy goes, sure, and gives it to him, and he goes, thanks. And that was the whole presentation.
Yeah, that was good. The great E3 obliteration of someone else is obviously Sega Saturn.
$2.99.
Saturn announces, hey, we've already shown up on store shelves, and then PlayStation just gets up and goes, $2.99. And then also Saturn, as Sega often forgot to do, they had very few good games.
Yeah. You need a killer app with a game system.
Not zero. They had
No.
Panzer Dragoon.
But you need a killer app.
Yeah, they had Virtua Fighter.
Oh yeah.
But then they also had Battle Arena Toshinden. I think that was also on PlayStation, but that game sucked. Anyway,
yeah.
That's it. We're done, folks.
Yeah.
So
thank you for joining us.
That's the gimmick. This is what we do. Playing the beat 'em ups. We'll keep doing it.
Thank you.
Whether you're watching or chatting or not.
Yes. And sorry, Waffle Syrup, again, that we missed you. If you're still out there and just begrudgingly just holding this grudge that you won't type anymore in the chat tonight.
I promise, buddy. I'll reply to you tomorrow afternoon when I'm playing Chrono Cross.
Don't hold that hatred in your heart, Waffle Syrup. But thank you for joining us. Thank you for sticking around all the way to the end. Please follow if you like. Subscribe if you can. It helps. And we will be back at you next week. And remember, violence is never the answer, except in video games. Bye.